Okay, this is the very next day. It actually came out pretty good. I did a few things off camera. I went ahead, this area right here, it didn't hear as good, so I just went ahead and dug that out and trimmed all this out, as you can see. And what I went ahead and did this time is, since we're going to be putting more resin on, I went ahead and put this tape up here, and it's just going to act as a dam, because this stuff likes to start drooping down, and it'll just go down there. It'll just keep it from continuing to go downwards. Should have done that the first time, but I wasn't paying attention. Didn't have time. Time restraints. So now what I'm doing is I'm cutting short pieces, and we're going to run them this way. Run them vertically, I guess you would say, or horizontally. The opposite. How's that? Okay, and then I have this piece right here. This is going to go at the very end, and I'm going to fold that. So normally you use like a heat gun or something and just keep bending it, and eventually it'll stay. But I didn't bring my heat gun today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this, and then I'm going to put some tape over it, and it'll hold it, at least hold it in place. That will work. And the tape, naturally, you can't get that off after it's the resin dries, but it doesn't matter. You're just going to take some sandpaper anyways, and you'll sand it off. So this has already been, like I said, prepped up already. I'm going to probably scuff this down a little bit. You really don't have to, because this resin will melt right into the existing resin. This stuff is pretty darn strong. But just to be nice, and just to keep from the haters leaving messages, I'll go ahead and sand that down a little bit. So before we get started, let me do the final prep, and I'll put you back on. Try to do a little bit of sanding with the camera. Put this back on later. There we go. Okay, I don't know how good you can see that. My lighting is a little messed up tonight. Let me adjust that a little bit. Okay, sanding it down. This area right here is not doing very good, so we're going to put a few extra patches on there. We'll cover it up like that. Get a couple good layers on there. This is going to be the weakest point, I can tell already. This right here is nice and strong. What you attempt to want to do when you're doing a reinforcement of just the outside only is you want to make this as thick as the thickness of the existing panel itself. So if this is like 1/8 of an inch thick, then you want to put at least 1/8 of an inch at least around the area that's damaged. Okay, and then you can just feather it out with different types. You can do it with Bondo. I don't really recommend Bondo. Or there's other fiberglass fills you can use, but you can use Bondo if you want to, but just make sure you get enough of this on here first. Okay, so give me a few seconds. I'm going to mix up some resin, and we're going to give it a shot.